Oh.
Do it!
He's good. Alright, so they're discussing stages they can and can't go to right now. There weren't really, I don't think there were concrete rules for the tournament here, but I think they're talking about DSR, which is Dave's stupid rule. Which just means you can't counterpick back onto the stage that you last won on. But last I checked, that's not supposed to exist in Best of 5. So I think they're just playing with whatever they're comfortable with.
No, in Best of 5, the only thing you can't do in Best of 5 is ban. You can't ban any stages.
Oh, that's right, you can't ban.
So the rule is like you can't play on the last stage you won at. That's about it.
Yeah.
Like some tournaments have changed that rule, but besides that, there's not much of a difference.
Yeah, I heard recently the rule set changed that way.
So I read here that you guys want to know who the other competitors were at this tournament. So besides Fuzziness, Kirkyu, and Cosmo, there were Clash Tournament's very own Zero. Under him was like Kirkyu teasing everybody with that Pichu.
Crowd is getting really high. Yes!
Oh my god.
Wow.
I
can't believe this.
I would be in full favor of Link. That's like the worst possible decision, but I'd be in full favor of it.
He is teasing the crowd at the moment.
Yeah,
the Marth. I respect this, man. I respect this. As a Marth main, I respect this a lot. So final game, guys. Final game. And like I would say this is a bad matchup, but he's not like as a Marth not facing Fox. I think this is a decent stage for both characters.
Yeah, Marth is pretty much really solid on every neutral stage. This is probably the one he's worst on, but it's not bad. Like, it's definitely winnable.
Not versus Falco, at least. I feel like it's a lot easier, but Fox is really hard to catch up with.
Yeah, so in this matchup, Marth's another character where you really, really don't want to be locked down on your shield. And Falco is really good at locking people down in shield. So what you want to use is Marth's really, really strong movement game. You want to try and get in, take space, and you'll notice a lot that when Kirkyu's using his lasers to try and get in, he'll try and wave dash back a lot, or dash back a lot to try and bait an approach and grab him. Marth's grab is extremely strong against Falco. He has a chain grab where you can continuously combo them by using his upward throw over and over again. You can combo into his sword moves. You can throw them on the ground and try and read the tech roll or react to it and grab them again.
Yeah, Marth's generally best on the ground. He has good air combos, but they should always start from the ground.
Yeah,
Marth's most general thing is like you have to the thing with Marth is that if you want to make use of your moves, you kind of always want to tip her, unless you want to jab reset somebody who's still on the ground and you want to get a re-grab. That was a pretty good DI. At this high percent, you can easily survive on this stage. As Falco in this matchup, you'd want to not want to be over Marth at all. Like Marth is so good from the ground. Like he can juggle you really, really easy.
Yeah, and that's the thing with like anybody fighting Marth. Just don't let Marth put you above him.
Yeah.
And that's what the Marth wants to do.
It's a really, really strong game plan from Marth, where he'll try and bait you, and Marth will always try and punish with a grab. So he can put you above him, and he'll put a sword in between you, and you try and land on the ground. His up air is really good at juggling. It can auto-cancel, which means that the move will finish before you land. So it's very fast. Like you can use an up air, land very quickly, jump again, and do the same thing.
Cosmo going for those hard reads. And always remember, if you're a Falco player, you have the floaty killer, which is the down tilt that kills floaties at decent
It can
Yeah, Cosmo actually has a really interesting Marth style. A lot of Marths will try and play a reactionary bait and wait game. Cosmo seems to really, really like his reads, so you'll probably see quite a volatile match from him, depending on whether he hits those reads or whether he doesn't.
So what you saw right there with the light shield, that's what is known as the Marth killer. Interesting.
That would have been something to see.
So the Marth killer generally works as you light shield and you point your control stick like slightly down and right. So if anything hits you, you'll grab the ledge, which basically is like if Marth tries to sweet spot the ledge, you'll get the ledge way before him because Marth's falling speed is not faster than yours. After up B. The up B falling speed is not that great.
You use the shield knockback from Marth's up B to instantly grab the edge. It's a really effective technique.
That looks pretty alright.
Yeah.
This is pretty even right now. I gotta say, I really like that Cosmo went with a higher tier character, or rather a more capable character than Zelda or Ganondorf, because like now he's really showing off like his actual skill level. It's very hard to do that with a character that limits your skill.
Yeah, like we should never underestimate Cosmo's solo. It's been putting in work right here, but it just shows that Cosmo is a very strong multi-main. He's very versatile in terms of this game, as you know, as well as his speedrunning history of as so many games.
Yeah,
and there you saw the Marth killer in use.
That's the case with a lot of old school players. They just have so much knowledge of every character that they can switch on the fly pretty easily.
Yeah, it's a very old school thing to do back from when there was a huge stage list, a lot of different stages. Back then the matchup really was important. A lot of people had a pocket fox or several characters just to deal with different stage choices.
Yeah, like in Europe,
That's it.
Oh, nice.
Nice read there by Kirk.
Cosmo takes third place. And right now we're heading into grand finals. And how this works in a double elimination bracket. Oh yeah, the Cosmo chair thing. We'll explain that a bit later. But right now, like in grand finals, so this works as since Fuzziness won the first game in grand finals, that counts as a win in best of 3 sets. So basically, Kirkyu or anybody who's going to lose his bracket to fight the guy who's in grand finals basically needs to win 2 sets. So basically, Kirkyu needs to win 6 matches in a row to take the throne from Fuzziness. And Fuzziness, with that win from Winnish, he needs to win 1 set only.
Yeah,
Because it's double elimination, so you have to lose 2 sets. Fuzziness has not lost any sets.
Coming from losers bracket to grand finals is really hard. You have to fight
Unless you're Mango.
Yeah, unless you're Mango. You have to fight against one of the best players in the tournament. You have to beat a set off him, and then if you win, you have to beat him again. There's no second chances at that point. It can be really tiring. You have to keep playing well consistently. It's like a really good indicator of how someone is, or how good they are if they can take 2 sets off a good player in a row.
Alright, game 1.
Alright.
I'm not sure what's going on right now.
Alright, so what Fuzzy likes to do when he has the winner's final advantage is that, and if he's confident he'll win, he likes to go with another character. Usually this is Captain Falcon, but I guess he's chosen to go for a different one this time.
Yeah, I see this so much in grand finals with players that are just really good and they feel very confident. They're just like, I'm going to go with a character that I really like, but I don't get to play very often.
I actually never seen this character from Fuzziness before. Jolteon, since you live in the same country as him and play with him often, does he play Ness anytime?
His Ness is pretty terrible, I think. But
So
maybe it's gotten better since I played him.
Oh, we'll
Taking
see.
lessons from Hungry Box, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's really familiar with this matchup except like maybe the Finnish Vilnius, who is a European NES player, pretty decent guy playing NES. But basically this matchup I guess resolves around NES using his priority and for example the fair range and his odd projectiles and super strong back throw alongside his double jump cancel. He has some pretty good stuff. But he's so easy to combo and his recovery is really bad in this game. It's like you can punish it so easily.
Yeah, Ness actually has a pretty decent punish game against Fox and Falco. His up air is really good at comboing them, up throw sets up well, back air is a good punisher, up tilt is also another good combo setter. The
Oh,
problem
wow,
will
the
be how
disrespectful
he deals
taunt.
with him in a neutral situation, because Falco has so many options at any given point. He's really going to have to play around him.
Like I said, Falco's a very, very versatile character. You can play him almost however you want to play him. And Ness is very much not so. And that's the case with the low tier characters. I know some people just don't like the idea of tiers, but the whole reason that tiers exist is because some characters simply don't have as much options and they're just not as versatile and they're limited with what they can do in any given situation. And so as time went on, people just figured out, I have more options and I can win more often with this and this character. And that's really what, in my opinion at least, defines a high tier character, is just having more options in any given situation.
Yeah, definitely. But Ness, I'm still not sure what Fazan. It's just oh, the mashing. Can he get a combo off of this?
He can get a combo from this.
That one goes right down into the jump attack, or the get up attack. Jump attack, what is this? Twilight Princess.
That should.
Oh, that was
Pretty good
out
use
of
of that
nowhere.
play, yeah. That was still a pretty good use of that play. That back throw
Yeah,
is
it's
so
back
strong.
throw is real strong.
Yep.
Especially Falco, who doesn't get a lot of distance from his up B and falls pretty fast. If you get a really strong hit off him off stage, it's really hard for him to get back.
Yeah, that's Falco's biggest weakness, FYI, is his recovery. Once he gets off the stage, it's very difficult for him to get back, at least against a character that
Can cover so much space.
is at least decent at edge guarding. If somebody with good reaction should be able to just say, okay, Falco, you're not coming back on the stage now. Pressure. Try to sneak in a forward tilt there. That's something a lot of Falcons like to do.
No, he wasn't going to make that back. On Battlefield, some characters can find it really difficult to recover from under the stage simply because they can get caught on the lip rather than grabbing the edge.
Yeah.
Ness is definitely one of those characters because he has a pretty linear recovery once he hits himself.
No, his recovery is bad to begin with, and then you add Battlefield into the mix, that makes it really tough.
He went for it.
I was so sure I was going to see a double jump down air right there.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was going for. Alright, now we get to see Fuzzy's DK.
Oh boy.
Alright, this guy has really solid combos on Falco. Again, it's a similar situation though. He's good at juggling him vertically, but actually getting a grab or hitting him from a neutral position is definitely the hard part.
Yeah.
Falco has him beat out cleanly in that regard.
As we see, Falco is at 13% DK at 109%. So this is why people generally don't play Donkey Kong against Spaceys anyway.
Yeah, it's particularly bad for Donkey Kong because he has a really smooth shield, especially for a character of this size. It's easy for Falco to whittle down his shield stab him, just start a combo, just by keep pressuring him.
Donkey Kong is though for a while he was definitely underrated. Shoutouts to Bum, Nedic, Strong Bad. Who else do we got?
Green Ranger, dude.
Green Ranger. A lot of really good Donkey Kong players that played, pretty good in overall big tournaments, showing that Donkey Kong is a force to be reckoned with. Because he has pretty good range with everything. His up B, the startup of the up B, is a really good out of shield option. That's really unfortunate. Donkey Kong needs to react instantly to survive from that, because his up B doesn't send him upwards a lot.
So, okay, we just saw Falco's side B do what we call a meteor smash, and what that is, it just sends you straight down at a very quick pace. And you can actually cancel it if you press up B or jump even on a certain frame. And it's actually not that hard to time.
It's all percentage dependent on when you
it
can
is.
meteor cancel out of the meteor spike.
But if you're not ready for it, that's when it gets hard to break out of. If you're ready for it, it's a lot easier to cancel.
Yeah, there's actually a fail window on immediate cancel. If you press it too early, you're not able to press it again until a certain amount of frames pass.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, meteor smashes actually have more knockback than spikes do, as well as sending at a different angle. So you'll have to get sent down further before you can do a meteor cancel.
It's kind of hard to tell the differences because usually spikes just send you straight down.
You can actually cancel them like straight away, like right, just like that. You can cancel them. I've done it at least with Falcons, Meteor.
Yeah.
You can cancel them right away, but that's tough.
So if Kirkyu takes this match, bracket is reset.
And I think it's a good chance that Fuzziness is going to go another character that he could very possibly lose with.
This
Jigglypuff.
Yeah,
Jigglypuff was Fuzziness's first main back when he started in 2006. He became the best player in the UK using his Puff. He hasn't played her in a really long time, but he still has solid fundamentals with her.
Yeah, he was pretty decent with her when he still played her.
So just to clarify, Fuzziness is the best player in the UK, right?
Yeah, he still is.
I always thought Professor Pro was like the strongest player, but then again, Professor Pro doesn't travel, so it's hard.
Professor Pro is the strongest player at PM and not
Okay.
Yeah, Fuzziness consistently wins tournaments now, so there's pretty much no contest in that regard.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to see how he does at Apex.
Yeah.
Apex is gonna be one hell of a thing. Be
It'll
sure
be very
to watch
interesting
that.
to
If
see.
you like Melee, be sure to watch that next weekend.
It's 6 days away from today.
And yeah, so we kind of forgot a little bit about the match. But back to the match, like this matchup basically consists of Puff dodging every laser that Falco does with ease because her movement is perfect in midair. She has the best air mobility in the entire game.
Yeah, because she can control her movement in the air very, very well.
Yeah, and let's not forget the term wall of pain comes from this whole thing about she can jump back and forth in midair and throw out her back air, which is the kick. The funny thing about this kick she does in midair, which you saw Fuzzy do right there before he got Floaty destroyed, that move actually has a way bigger range than you think it has. It's like half the foot, basically, is the added range. You don't see the hitbox for that, but the hitbox exists.
Yeah, I mean, you can look it up online. The first time I saw it online, the actual hitbox, my jaw kind of dropped. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Another very interesting thing that goes into Jigglypuff's spacing game is that in this game, hitboxes will interpolate, which means that if you retreat with an aerial, they'll actually have extra range because it will have the range of the current frame it's at and the range of the previous frame it was at. So with Jigglypuff, a very common strategy is to throw out a move and retreat, which effectively will give it extra range. And because she moves so fast, it's part of why her aerial spacing is so effective.
I was trying to get a downer right there.
It's really hard to get a dumpster.
Is he gonna go for it?
Downer.
No.
Didn't nearly have enough jumps.
He didn't have enough jumps to wait out his non-tech
The
animation.
scary thing about Puff versus any Spacey is that at any moment, at this percentage, or a bit lower percentage, she can up throw rest. If you don't DI before you get thrown, you get rested, and that's an easy free kill for Puff. But basically what Falco wants to do is just, poke her out, keep her out, laser her, make sure she can't do anything. If you don't take care of her from a distance as well as, close up, you're in a really bad position.
And can either one of you guys explain exactly how the rising pound works, how we recovered just now?
Yeah, basically the rising pound is when you use Jigglypuff's side B and then you hold upwards after. What this does is actually allows you to gain height just by jumping and using the pound over and over again. It's a really effective tool for Jigglypuff. She doesn't have to use as many jumps to get it high, so she can go down really low and then just use the rising pound to recover.
So right there, you saw Kirkyu got hit by Fuzziness and nothing happened, but you saw the special effects.
Ooh.
Nice wrist.
Very nice read.
So what that was is what we call a phantom hit. So you get the percentage, you see the hit, but your opponent won't get flinched. And the reason for that is still something we haven't really 100% figured out yet. But basically, to explain it, is that you have too good of a spacing when you get a phantom hit. That's basically what it is.
I think what it was that the hitboxes will touch, but they won't overlap.
Yep,
And it's
that's it.
like they just barely make contact, and I think it's intentionally programmed in. We
Yeah.
have to consult Magus or one of those other frame gurus to find out exactly what happens there.
It was, I'm pretty sure it's an intentional mechanic because it reintroduced into Brawl as a glancing hit and featured on the Smash Dojo.
That's right. That's right.
Well, yeah, this stage is pretty okay. Interesting choice for Fuzziness to go to Falcon. His Falcon is, though, no joke. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Dude, it's like a bullet out of a gun. It's what his Falcon is like.
Yeah, so this is another character that Fuzziness used to mained him from about 2010 to 2012. At that time, he was probably the best Falcon in Europe, arguably either him or a GP. So he has some really solid fundamentals of the character. He has placed well with the character on several occasions. So while this isn't exactly a super serious pick, he's not entirely sandbagging either.
Yeah, he actually knows how to play this character. So he's doing what he can.
Yeah, I mean, like, and Kurt Q it's not something someone you want to sleep on. Like, he is a very good player. He's very solid.
Yeah,
Like,
he
I would say
improved a
more than
lot
solid.
since last year. We played a few matches last year, both were rusty as hell, but this year he picked up the pace. I mean, seeing him here in the finals,
That would have been fantastic.
that 64 recap. So in 64, Smash 64, usually sometimes you'd recover by jumping and Falcon punching to gain horizontal movement towards the stage. I hope I used the word right. So you could easier get back to the ledge. And in this game, it's not as useful because you can Falcon kick and regain gain a new jump after a Falcon kick. So that is sometimes more useful than Falcon punching.
There we go.
Nice. The weak knee into the sweet spot knee.
No, I expected the up air, but Fuzziness is definitely the type of player that says, no, I want the other knee.
Okay, so this is a part that Captain Falcon really struggles at, is actually getting back to the stage. When he commits to his up B, he's sort of forced into a free flow animation. So you can hit that, and when he lands, he also suffers from quite a bit of end lag. So luckily Captain Falcon is really heavy, so with the good use of directional influence, as you've just seen, you can go you can go high up in the stage and keep doing it until an opponent screws up.
So I know Kirku likes this stage because it gives him movement, and the lasers are Falcon's biggest problem. That was a pretty solid edge guard. That's a Kirku classic. He loves doing that.
Gentlemen, do a grab.
Yeah.
Okay, so what the gentleman is when you do just Falcon's first 3 jabs, because his third jab has some knockback on it. And normally you would go into his jab, his rapid jab, where he just keeps jabbing. But the gentleman stops at the third hit, and then Falcon just can react straight away.
Basically, you time it differently than just mashing it out. With the correct timing, you won't get the
Nice clean combo from Fuzziness.
The Falcon classic right there. I haven't seen those in a while.
That was a great one. That was great. Let's see the reaction on that.
Oh, all right. All right, this is an interesting pick.
Oh boy, what now?
He's going wobbles now. Shout outs to wobbles, man. Getting second at Evo. So this matchup is also a very interesting matchup. Ice Climbers is not a bad character though. Ice Climbers is a real threat to be reckoned with. They have a lot of bad stuff, but they're ranked high because they have a lot of good options.
This matchup's pretty interesting. When both Ice Climbers are together, they can effectively kill you in a single grab if you don't mash up quickly enough.
Yeah,
which
so
is actually impossible over about 40% if timed right.
Yeah, with the correct timing, they can do a thing called wobbling, which I think was founded by Wobbles. Right? Yeah.
It was
So
founded.
what happens is that once you get a grab, you want to make sure that you hit, and then within a shortest period of time, you make sure the other one, Nana or Popo, depending on what color you are, but Nana in this case, make sure she hits with a good rhythm right behind him, so that with the correct rhythm, your opponent has one frame to get out of this grab, and this grab can go up to infinite. Like you can do it no matter what the percentage, as long as you have the correct timing.
Obviously, because it requires Nana, you want to keep them split and ideally kill Nana as quickly as possible. Luckily, Fox and Falco are really good at this. Their shine with the reflector allows them to split up both Nana and Popo and start comboing them.
Good back air. Kirky is doing a decent job. I have no idea how much Fuzz has played these characters and how much he knows about them.
He does know quite a bit about them, but he barely plays them.
I mean, character knowledge is one thing,
Yeah.
but actually know how to play the
He
character.
has the knowledge, but probably not the experience.
Yeah, right there, for example, like if we would have seen like an experienced ice climber, interesting right there. Like most ice climbers desync a lot with these two characters, making the other one do something that you are, controlling after a desync. So sometimes the nice things you want to do is like you make sure you have Pope or Nana grabbing the ledge, and you have the other one standing on top of the ledge, charging a forward smash, which basically creates a very strong fortress on the ledge. Oh,
They're a very odd character, and they're really weird to play too, because you don't play them like traditionally. Like outside like the very bare bones basics of zoning, you don't play them like you play pretty much every other character in Smash.
yeah, they're really hard to learn. They're very technical characters due to the desyncing.
Surprisingly technical, yeah. Ooh, was that? I think that was a down smash, right?
I think it was forward smash. Yeah.
Trying to read into another forward smash there.
And you see Fuzziness using a lot of down air. Down air is a move that has like a decent amount of priority. Oh, yeah, that's a free kill. At that percentage, like you can kill so easily on this stage. And also Falco has one of the worst recoveries out of the top tier characters.
Yeah.
Oh,
You got the scrambles going on here.
Kirky is doing a really good job keeping them out.
Yeah.
But that's very unfortunate.
Kirky
Fuzziness with
hasn't
the
actually been
fist
grabbed
bump.
much, which is really good to see.
Yeah, I think Kirky can still have this. Just need to keep them separate. And
If he manages to not take a lot of damage from Sopo, wall her out, and get her off the edge.
that
and
was a
get us off.
really good.
Or
that
just
was
kill
really
us,
solid.
right? Alright, now he has a pretty good chance of taking it.
%35% is a decent lead at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's like
So what he can do that is he can down throw and then grab.
He's gonna do it.
He always
Almost
say-
hacked! Whoa!
So as I mentioned before, when this
is getting
happens,
set.
Yeah.
he has one frame to get out,
Alright.
unless Fuzzy is.
Alright, Fuzzy is just staring at
Oh my
Kirky.
god.
Yo! Alright. Just for clarification, that is an inescapable setup with the correct timing. There was nothing he could have done to get out of that at all.
Is that all the time we had? Is that all the time we had?
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, thanks to us. I just want to make a short shout out to the Swedish Smash
That was my
community.
fault. I told him 30 minutes.
For 3 sets.
And shout outs to the UK Smash community and overall like Europe Smashers in general. Shout outs for starting up tournaments this year. 2014 is definitely the year of Melee for us.
2014 is going to be an incredibly hype year. So many good tournaments coming up. I'm really looking forward to see what happens with this game.
Yeah, and starting off with Apex 2014, which itself is going to be an insane tournament.
Yeah.
So be sure to look out for that. And like coming up in the summer is MLG at Anaheim.
Yeah, Anaheim.
Anaheim, that's pretty sick. I think Nintendo's on board for that as well this time. And DreamHack might just pick us up this year, and that's a huge deal for the Smash community for such a big event. But yeah, I think that's all from us. Make sure you follow me, for example, twitch.tv/irregulargenie if you want to see some Melee from Sweden. And overall, like, you know, speedrunning. Follow my Twitter, which is the same thing, at Irregular Genie, and be sure to follow Fuzziness at twitch.tv/fuzziness with a Y, not an I, as they wrote on stream, and his